Welcome back to This Side of 40. This is your girl Lou, and this will be my first review on something I got from BoxyCharms. So I got BoxyCharms started back in February. Bud got it for me. He was really nice to get BoxyCharms for me. I've already canceled because of this issue right here, and I'm going to explain it to you guys, and you guys are either going to understand it or just be like, girl, you tripping. So without further ado, let's get into it. Now, I'm doing a palette a week for the next 9 weeks because this is the first week, so it was a 10-week challenge that I put up for anybody who watches these videos. Now, the first week is this Iconic London eyeshadow palette, and this palette came in BoxyCharm back in February. I was excited to get it because this was my first box that I received from BoxyCharm. The retail value on this eyeshadow palette is $65. Let's just start off with that. I paid $25 for a BoxyCharms box, and I got this palette in that, and this is $65 value. So that's first off. So I'm not speaking from the side of the $65 value. However, it's making me feel some kind of way. The purpose of me getting BoxyCharms or Ipsy was so that I could try high-end brands that I would have never reached out for. Number one. Then number two, so I can do a comparison for myself to see if I am one of those girls who could venture out into high-end brands. And from this first palette that I tried outside of my normal reach, I'll be honest, I'm not impressed. Let's start off by just saying most of my makeup collection price points are, even for eyeshadow palettes, are under $20. That's number one. Number two, because I usually buy my makeup, like, they're usually $1, anywhere from $1 up to, let's say $20. $25 is max for me. I did have one eyeshadow palette that was $75, and I'll be honest, pigmentation was everything. However, I just didn't like the color story. So, that's that. Now, this palette, the color story kind of stood out to me. I love the color story in here. I really, really love this color story. And if the color story had worked for me, I would have been more than just excited for it. Today I have on Rags to Riches and Velvet Crush right here. Those are the two I have on my lid. Now in my blending area, I mixed Bellini Marlotte Monday, a orange blush from Coastal Scents, as well as Deep Soul and a black from Ulta. First off, I've tried wearing these eyeshadows for 4 days now, and in order for them to give me the color payoff that I needed, I had to get colors from other sources just to make it have enough color payoff for me to be able to wear it. That was the first part that I didn't like. The shimmers in here, they are nice. However, you do have to wet your brush in order for them to work. So that's another thing that I was kind of like, ooh, Nona was the one who bring that up. Like, spray your brush and then put them on, and then it would make it so that you could see the color and you'll get a better color payoff with the shimmers. So for that, okay, I'm grateful. But for me to be having matte shades that do not work, and I am like in W45, I am like I said, I'm in W45, I am in Lagos, in Juvia's Place. I would be like and Fenty, I'd be in like the 4 somethings. So I'm understanding that I am a chocolate, like a true chocolate, and I am an orange-based chocolate, so I have different undertones, so I get that. However, for me to have an eyeshadow palette that is at a $65 value not show up on my pigmentation is a concern for me. That's number one. Then number two, I'm looking at Iconic London and I'm saying, okay, is this a Morphe palette? Because when I looked it up online, I found it on Morphe. So I'm wondering, are they a Morphe palette or is Iconic London another company out of the UK? Like, I don't know enough about them for me to be saying, oh, throwing shade on them. But that's the other thing. And I'm looking at, they're saying this is 20 highly pigmented pink and peach, bronze, and gold shades with velvet soft powders that include mixtures of matte shimmers, glitters for flawless day to night looks. I haven't been able to get flawless anything. I've had to work very hard to get something, and then what I got is mostly because I used other brands to make them work. So here I am with an item that I feel like, okay, $65, the same shades, they're pretty much the same shades, are in this palette that I got from $1 from LA Colors, and I can swatch and there goes that same color story right there on my hand for $1. And so that's what's got me feeling some kind of way. And maybe I'm just being a little extra because when I spend my money on makeup, I'm expecting a whole lot out of it. I'm expecting for it to give me that color payoff. And with a dollar store brand, I'm expecting to have to build it up. But when I spend $65 on a palette, I'm expecting more than just powdery looking skippy eyeshadows. That's what I'm expecting. I swatched the same way I did on dry skin fingers, and those are my two different color payoffs, and I am not at all bit more excited or happy about the fact that this is a $65 value and this is a dollar value, and I'm getting more color pigmentation off of this palette than I am off of this one for $65. I know that maybe I'm just a little bit more frugal with my money. So when I look at something that I think, oh, this is high end and it's going to give me better, and I'm going to put it on and it's going to give me that look on one swatch or a couple swatches, not sitting there for 15 minutes. My eyeshadow tutorial this morning took more time just because the color pigmentations weren't coming off. And that, to me, is ridiculous when I have something that is a $65 value and I have something that's a dollar value and I'm getting more pigmentation off a dollar value product. So that's just where I sit with it. Am I going to still finish my week of looks out of this palette? Yes. I won't be doing any more tutorials. I will just show you guys my look for the day because currently I am not happy with how much this thing says it's to be valued and the pigmentation on it. And I know that maybe I'm just expecting a whole lot, but when you say you're at a $65 value or $25, because when I look at Juvia's Place, if Juvia's Place did not do what it said it was going to do, honey, I would have talked about them bad too. It's not just one brand. I don't care who you are or what kind of company you have. If you're selling a product and you're saying your product is over a certain dollar amount, then I'm expecting a whole lot more out of you. So if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the link below. I understand everybody's going to feel some kind of way, but this is just for me personally and my dollars. I would never buy another Iconic London anything. See you next time on this side of 40.